You can fill your own water bottle basically for free, or you can pay literally up to $60,000 for a bottle of water. What's the difference? Marketing, positioning, value creation, and commoditization. Today, we're going to discuss the 4 cornerstones you need to protect and you need to create to make sure that your financial advisory practice will avoid the commoditization storm.
This is The Rare Advisor, proud to be a part of the Advisor Advancement Network and home of a business model supercharged by recurring and repeatable events. Your host is Mike Walters, CEO of USA Financial. He is an investment advisor representative of and securities are offered through USA Financial Securities, member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Hey, I want to chat with you about avoiding yourself being commoditized in this highly hyper-focused on commoditization in our industry. It's something that could really take you right out of the business if you're not careful, whether it's because of robos or going direct, or the combination of robos with direct versus an advisor who's got an ill-gotten idea in their practice that they're going to try to reduce fees down to next to nothing, whether they're taking all of the thought process out of their practice and just going straight passive and straight vanilla allocations, and then just trying to minimize things and compete against the direct the competitors that are encouraging retail customers to come direct to them long distance, or like I said, the robos. All this stuff is just a bombardment that is taking place against quality, value-driven financial advisors. So, let's walk through the 4 cornerstones that you need to be front and center of mindset in order to build your practice around to avoid being commoditized. Now, you always need an analogy when you get into this commoditization concept, in my opinion, because really it's all about value creation. And you have to think about all the different ways and the depths to which this can be done. Most people don't consider or stop and consider even when they're experiencing it firsthand. And that's all I'm asking at the beginning of this conversation. Slow down and stop and think about, how is this happening to you as a consumer? So I literally just got off an airplane yesterday with my wife. She has begun carrying her own water bottle. And the reason is because she walks through security with it empty. And then in virtually every airport out there today, she can get a water dispenser that is built to put your water bottle underneath it and dispense water. So she can fill her own water bottle for free, right? Once she finds a dispenser, and they're everywhere, or your tap water, whatever the case may be, she can fill her water bottle for free. The other thing is, you could go to like a big box store and you could buy the bulk containers or boxes of individual waters, and you're probably getting them, I don't know, let's call it 25 cents a bottle. And by the way, I've not price checked this. This is a very unscientific approach to creating this analogy for you. But let's just say you can get a bottle of water down at a Costco for 25 cents. And then if you were to walk into your supermarket and buy that same 24 pack, maybe let's say it costs 50 cents. At the supermarket. And then if you go to the convenience store and you buy a bottle of water, maybe if you're getting the run of the mill stuff, you can get it for $1.50 a bottle. And then if if you're sitting at your local pub or local bar and grill, you can maybe get it for like $1.50. And then, I said $1.59 consumer convenience store. So let's say $2.50. You can get it for $2.50. And then, that airport vendor, let's go back to the airport. If I walk into the airport vendor, I'm paying maybe $3.50 for the same bottle of water that I could have bought for $0.25 over at Costco. And then let's say I'm sitting in a premium restaurant and they want to bring water to my table and I have a choice of what kind of water I want. So let's just call that $5.50. And then if I'm really at a top shelf place, and they've got, some more sophisticated approaches to how they're marketing their water and what level of water they're providing, let's call that $7.50. So here we went from getting water for free. We're now up to $7.50. So I Googled around on this just moments before sitting down here, and I just typed in world's most expensive bottle of water. $60,000. That's what Google just told me. $60,000. I'm not very good with my Italian. I believe this is Italian. I'm going to butcher this, but I'll try to tell it to you. Acqua di Cristallo Tributo e Madigliani? I don't know. Anyhow, 60 grand. You can Google it. What's the difference? In fact, it even said with the 60 grand, it basically is the same as Fiji water. So if you've ever had Fiji, you can pay 60 grand and get Fiji in a different bottle, is really what it boils down to. All that being said, it's about marketing and positioning what it is you're trying to bring of value to the marketplace. So generally, the value might be one of convenience. I'm filling my car up with gas. I want to grab a bottle of water. I can get it for $1.50 inside. Versus, I'm filling up with gas. I can go across the street. I can walk into Costco. I can sit in the line. I can buy way more than I really want right now, but my net cost would be down to, say, a quarter instead of $1.50. Pretty significant percentage-wise difference. So how does this apply to your practice? Well, it applies because you've got the robos out there who are trying to be the big box store of financial services. And you go all the way up the scale to the very elite, the top shelf advisory that's providing highly customized service. And somewhere you're falling on that spectrum. So I'm not going to argue with you or debate with anyone about where do they belong in the spectrum. But what I'll tell you is you don't belong on the commoditized end, because that's death. That is death to your business, if not now, in the very near future. You need to be somewhere higher up on that scale, depending upon who your clientele is, who your niche is, who you're trying to really appeal to in terms of the value that you're creating. So, 4 cornerstones. You want to be sure that when you're sitting down talking to someone, you're selling your value and the value of your firm, not products and their performance. Because anybody can get them the same products, the same performance, or something very similar and can replace you time and time and time and time and time again. But they cannot replace your personal value and the value that's unique to your practice. So that's cornerstone number 1. Cornerstone number 2, I have to bring this to life. It's an intangible world we live in the financial services world. I need to create tangibility. I'm going to do that by naming my various services. Because I might do these things for people, but if they don't realize it's being done, if they don't have a way to kind of mentally hang on to it and put a name on it, then I'm probably not getting credit for it. That's cornerstone number 2. Cornerstone number 3, take it a step further and name your system or your process. So what do you do from A to Z? What do you do from the beginning of that first appointment all the way through to someone who's been with you for years? What does that look like? What does that progression look like? How is it that you structure that over time in a system and a process? And you should be naming that as well. Let's bring it to life. I might not get my clients to be able to understand every little thing about what I do, but they can wrap their mind around, oh, Mike's got this system, Mike's got this process, and we coach and teach people how to build this into their practice. In fact, we basically do it for you to help get you off and running to solidify these 4 cornerstones. And then the 4th one, a little more optional, but I'll highly encourage you to be doing this, and that is to charge fees for your time and your expertise. I'm not talking about a flat fee. I'm not talking about just fees for AUM. Those are separate things. I'm talking about charging a fee for your time and expertise the way an attorney or a CPA would do. People tend to take advice they pay for. People tend to value the advice they pay for. For whatever odd mental trigger of a reason, people have a hard time valuing free advice oftentimes. So, 4 cornerstones. Sell the value of myself, my expertise, and the expertise and value of my practice, not selling products and performance. Sell the various, name the various services I provide, name my systems and processes, charge fees for my time and expertise. If you start building around those 4 cornerstones, you will avoid being commoditized in this highly commoditized environment. Easy for me to say. We'll talk again soon.
This information is for licensed financial professionals only and is not intended for use in soliciting sales from the public. The views expressed represent the opinions of the presenter or their featured guest, not necessarily those of USA Financial or its affiliated subsidiaries. Industry references are generic and not intended to represent actions or beliefs of any individual or entity. Content is only presented to illustrate general principles, beliefs, or ideas and should not be construed as legal or regulatory advice. Trademark and copyright protected. USA Financial and Affiliates.